Yeah, we are in the sunshine, the UK sunshine. Ushine Ishine, the sun has come out for us today, and I have a very, very beautiful, amazing young lady with me. Her name is Rosemary Chileshe. How are you doing, Rosemary?
I'm good, thank you, Effie. How are you?
You know what? I'm good, man. I'm good. And
good.
I just want people to know all about you because you are running teams. You've been running teams for a long while, and you've got a beautiful story to tell us.
Well, I do have a story to tell. Is it beautiful? I think you decide.
Okay, all right. It's up to you to decide. But I want you to know about this young lady because not only has she been a beauty queen, yes, Miss Zambia.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. She deals in charity. She has her own rock foundation. Not only that, she is a property surveyor. And not only that, is she a sweet, kind-hearted young lady. So I thought, I'm going to share you with the world.
Oh, thank you.
My pleasure. So, first, beauty queen.
Yes.
I can see it.
Thank you.
What made you want to be a beauty queen?
Do you know what? I remember when I was quite young, I used to get people because of the height. I'm 5'11".
5'11", yeah, me
without
too.
the heels. And I used to get people telling me, you should be a model, you should be, I'm like, why is that? And they kept saying, because of your height. I'm like, are you sure that's all that I need? But most people have the sort of illusion that as long as you're that height, you can be a model or a beauty queen, whatever. But anyway, I always worked with certain goals. I wanted to make sure I did my education, which I covered.
Exactly.
And then Miss Zambia in the UK came up in 2002. Originally, the opportunity came up.
Yeah.
And the time was going to be, I was traveling to Zambia that year, so I had to pull out of it, which was quite disappointing for the organisers, for myself. But I always believed that, if it was meant to be, there'd be another opportunity, and 2003 came, and that opportunity came again. So, and the reason that I was drawn to it was the message that the pageant carries, and that was raising HIV and AIDS awareness. So I thought, I was quite young, in my 20s, early 20s, and I thought, there's not many people, the youth or that age, sort of campaigning for issues like HIV and AIDS, which is quite
prevalent in parts of Africa.
Exactly,
yes.
And many people don't talk about it. It's almost like it's taboo to talk about it. So I entered it for that reason.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And so when you entered it, what kind of experience did you have while being a beauty queen? Because a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of hard work that has to go into it. It's not just about the dresses or the makeup.
Yeah.
What else goes into it? Because you need to answer them questions and you need to be sharp.
You do. Honestly, at the moment you decide you're going to be a beauty queen, you're obviously really, representing a country. So I became Zambia's ambassador from the first day of saying I want to be part of it. So I had to bear in mind that everything that I did was not just about me. I had to be very mindful of what I was putting out in the public, my image, my type of speech. I had people seeing me as a role model. So the whole leading up to pageant day, there's lots of training to be had in terms of how the pageant was going to run, what kind of issues we had to look up for Zambia. We had to market it as well for tourism elements. So I had to be very much up to date with being in the UK. I had to bear in mind that in Zambia what's happening right at that moment.
So you have to be politically aware, historically aware, currently aware of what's going on over in Zambia.
Everything, yeah.
So what happened when you when you win these kind of things? What happens?
Well, when you win Miss Zambia UK, you're supposed to then travel back to Zambia and do your charity work as well as contest in the National Miss Zambia in Zambia if you want to do another international pageant. But for me, I was lucky because the following year, I was crowned in 2003. But the following year, Miss World came up, the opportunity to go to Miss World.
Did you just hear that?
Yeah,
she was in Miss World, all right? So she was representing Miss World.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. That opportunity came up to go to China and represent Zambia in 2004. Now, we looked at what was happening in Zambia with our beauty queen, the national queen in Zambia. She had been the year before to Miss World. We thought, hey presto. We've got Rosemary, who's the current reigning queen in the UK. So I went through a panel of judges in Zambia. They sort of analysed my profile. They were not holding a national competition at that time because there was a queen already reigning and she'd been to Miss World already. They analysed my profile, my international sort of status, and they ticked me off as being the right person to go. So off I went to China.
Hey,
Sanya Island. Yeah.
And how was that with all the other, Miss Brazil, Miss Portugal,
It was amazing. What blew me, Lionel Richie was the main headliner.
Uncle Lionel?
Yes. I called him my second husband.
Oh, okay. Don't let the first husband know.
Oh, he knows.
He knows. Oh, okay.
But yes, so Lionel Richie was performing, and the amazing thing is, because we were in China for the whole month, And the first week was all about getting to know the other girls, registration, being fitted for various clothing that we're going to be wearing, which was uniforms, the swimwear, the typical appearances, events. And then Lionel had the opportunity for the second week to choose 10 countries or 10 girls, if you like, whom he wanted to spend extra time with. And he chose me as one of the 10.
Hey! Well,
So-
I would have chosen you too.
Thank
So
you.
there you go.
It was amazing. I got to spend that extra time with Lionel Richie, and then on the finale night, he sang on stage. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and we sang along with him. We danced. It was like a
What a
dream.
beautiful memory.
It was such amazing, and I forgot I was competing. To me, I was just like, I'm in China. I've never been. I've got these amazing ladies around me. I've got Lionel Richie. Who needs to stress about me?
Yes.
Bustling out with the girls.
And it's all about having the experience, I think. I
Absolutely.
think in life it just shows you that you need to just go for things, and because you never know where
Yeah.
you might end up or what stage you'll be on singing with one of your idols. Who knows?
Do you know what I'm saying? It's amazing. Yeah.
So with the property stuff, now
Yeah.
you've done the beauty, and
Yes.
you've established that you're a beauty queen.
Yes, thank you.
What happens with this property surveying?
Property surveying, when I finished my A-levels, I've always had some elements of business studies in my studying, and I wanted to do something at university which was going to challenge me. And I looked around, I wanted to do business, I wanted to be in business. I always dreamt that one day I'd be walking in my power suit, my briefcase, in my glass-sealed building, and I'd have people saying, "Good morning, Miss Chileshe." And that was my
Running your
vision.
empire.
Exactly. And then I thought, well, what can I do? Because everything seems to be so easy for me in terms of business, because I'd studied it before.
Of course.
Then I came across surveying. I thought, hello, there's only 10% women in the industry. What's up with that? There could be more. So I challenged myself,
Yep.
enter that route, and off I went.
And so you're breaking glass ceilings right now, aren't we?
Exactly.
And so
Rather than being the glass building, I was breaking the glass ceiling.
Yeah,
Off I went. Yeah.
And so, how have you found your time in property surveying? What are the kind of tips for young people getting into property surveying?
It's not for the faint-hearted. Like most industries, you have to really work hard for it. It's very competitive. I mean, when I was studying, I covered all elements of property in terms of landlord and tenant issues, building construction, how it works, everything, and just the general property investment. I was dealing with acquisitions, disposals. So the tips I'd give to people is just make sure that it's really, really what you want to do, and do your research, because it's one thing looking at somebody else and saying, I want to do what they're doing. You need to take the time out to do your research and establish from the beginning
Yes.
that this is what you want to do. Because when you start doing it, and I know so many people who've studied a course for 3 to 4 years, at the end of it, they've just said it's not for me.
No.
You've wasted all that time. So you need to be really absolutely 100% certain. And then when you go for it, stick at it. I mean, I had times in the 4 years I did a 4-year sandwich course with a 1 year's experience. In that time, I felt on the path, I sort of got myself, I don't know how it happened, but I started comparing myself to other students, my peers. I started saying, oh my gosh, I'm studying so hard and they're out partying, but then the next day they do an exam, they get top marks compared to me. I started comparing myself. Never do that. And then I had to snap out of it and just say, listen, you're different, you're unique.
Yeah,
so step
very.
out of it.
Thank
And I
you.
did. So, but yeah, I just enjoyed it. It was tough, it was exciting, but you just have to embrace it all.
Wonderful, embrace
Yeah.
it all. You hear that, and then the most important thing I want to hear about is your charity work.
Yeah.
Okay, so that I know that flows through everything that you do.
It does,
Okay.
yeah.
So let us know all about this charity and how
My
we
charity.
can get involved.
Well, my charity work, obviously with HIV/AIDS campaigning, is quite dear to me in the sense that obviously I'm from Zambia and there's loads of issues in Africa as a whole. But you know what? Worldwide as well, even in the UK, there's quite a lot of statistics of people that are living with HIV and AIDS, but you don't see it plastered across the papers for whatever reason. We want to, get into that bit. So the Rock Foundation came about from 2007. After Miss World, I went to do Miss Universe. And
Take note.
and at Miss Universe, I had a charity that I wanted to campaign with. I wanted to carry on with my work with HIV and AIDS. So my partner and I, we decided to come up with the Rock Foundation. To this date, we can never tell where the Rock, the name came from, because initially it started off with R for Rosemary, My partner's name is Carl, so that's where the C comes in. It's the rock minus the K.
Yeah.
And then the was supposed to sort of combine the R and the C together, so we made the rock.
Okay. Whoa! Yes.
The Rock Foundation. And it works with the HIV and AIDS campaigning. Now, I've dealt with lots of charities who talk about raising money for charities, but you never get to see the money being passed on. So we decided that we didn't want to collect money to our hands. We didn't want to have any of that.
No.
So the Rock Foundation was sort of established in the sense that every year we choose 2 charities, one in Zambia because we're both from Zambia, one in the UK because we're based here. Work with the 2 charities, and so long as they're fully set up and they're credible, we can then help them meet their goals. So if they need, I don't know, they need books for the kids, we'd actually get the books that sent to them rather than ask for money to be passed on. We'd rather provide them with the actual tools that they need that they needed.
So supplying them with the actualities of what they need.
Yeah, and if it's HIV and AIDS, you know, why hand money? Give them the drugs that they need, the antiretroviral drugs. I don't know, source somebody who can actually supply them and do it that way, directly give it to them. And that's the sort of aim that we had with that.
What a beautiful aim.
Yeah, and that's where the Rock Foundation comes in. And then aside from that, I'm an ambassador of 2 other charities.
Yes.
All Star Kids Charity, which is actually registered here in the UK, but it does lots of work in Zambia, in South Africa, in Zimbabwe. And it was actually originally the former Andy Cole, the Premier footballer, it was his foundation.
Oh, Andy Cole, yeah.
Yeah, and then it got rebranded to All Star Kids, and it believes that all the kids should be free from need, hunger, neglect and abuse.
And that I campaigned for, yes.
Yeah, and then Manchester Aid for Children is one that I was sort of appointed for as ambassador last year in August, and again it does work in Zambia, it does work here in the UK, and they work with kids who have been, you know, they just don't have anybody, they don't have guardians, so they help them through their education, just getting them to believe that, you know, out there, the fact that they're still here with us, opportunities are there, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So.
And there's support for them. Even though they don't have the home support, there is people who want to support them.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. So where do you see the Rock Foundation going now? Is it moving into various areas, or you're just going to continue going along the same kind of path?
I think we're going to continue for a while because I really want to get at the stage where we've got a database of charities that we've sort of shortlisted already, because for me it's very important for me to any charity that I'm linked with has been vetted out, and I don't want to be caught up in situations where someone's promised me the charity's A, B, C, D and E and then it's not. I don't want to do that. So what I want to do is get a database of charities, maybe along the line, like maybe for the next 5 years.
Yes.
We already know who's going to be working with us, have been shortlisted already, and just carry on campaigning through the Rock Foundation as well as through All Star Kids, as well as through Manchester Aid.
Lovely. Yeah. It sounds wonderful. And for you, my dear Rosemary, what's on the cards for you? Because you still do beauty, you're modelling, you're travelling, you say hello to everybody. What's going on?
I know. What's next for me? Well, I've got Swanilenga group, which is a combination of 2 of my other Zambian
Swanilenga.
Swanilenga, yeah. It's my parent company name, which is a combination of 2 of my other Zambian names from my mum's side and my dad's side.
And if you're African, you know we have many names.
Yes.
It isn't never just one. There's many.
There's many blessed names.
Yes.
So underneath that, I've got subsidiaries in all my areas of interest, which is the property, the charity, the fashion, and the media. So under media, I'm working on my show, which is On the Couch with Rosemary, because as you can tell, I love to talk. So I thought, why not? And then also I'm doing something called 52 Eyes. 52 Eyes, but the I stands for the letter I, which stands for international and inspirational.
Lovely.
And I'm pretty much compiling a list of people whom I feel are so inspirational internationally, and I want to release it in the next couple of weeks, and it's just people to have a look at this list and think, you know what, I want to get into I don't know, the media, who can I speak to, or into youth empowerment, who can I speak to, this Effie, you know, and then I can connect them to you and vice versa. So so I'm working on that.
I like that. That's a nice list.
yeah, it's a really good. It's going to be interesting. I want to spread it out, because most people, when they have a title like international, they sort of keep it to one part of the international. I want to cover.
It feels untouchable when it says international, but people are so connected now. Never let borders ever stop you from trying to connect with somebody.
And I want it to be truly representative, so there'll be people from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, all under that list. list, not just one continent, if you know what I mean. I want it to be actually representative of the word. So
lovely.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like you're going to be a very, very busy lady.
I will be.
And will you be entering any more pageant contests?
No, do you know what I said, Effie? I said I've done Miss Zambia UK, then I moved up to Miss World, then I moved up to Miss Universe.
Hey.
What else is there for me to do pageantry?
This is true, you're taking over.
I can't do any of the competition because I'll be backpedaling on myself.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I'm not saying don't do, if you've done Miss World, I'm not saying don't do another competition in the UK. It's up to you. But for me personally, I work with goals, and my goal was to go in that hierarchy. UK, World, Universe. After that, I've got nowhere else to go with pageantry.
So what is your advice to young people, just overall, because you've had some really wonderful experience. I've heard some of her stories, they're absolutely amazing, and it's a shame that we don't have time to cover it all, but what, from your wonderful experiences, what can you share with our young people?
With our young people, I just want them to know that you don't have to be caught up in all types of shenanigans. End of the day, if you look to your left, to your right, ahead of you, behind you, there's always somebody out there willing to speak with you. You're never by yourself. If there's something you want to do in life or sort of achieve, please go for it. Speak to those close to you, your guardians, seek their opinions, speak to your friends. Just, there's always someone out there who can help you, and never feel that you can't achieve anything in life, and never let anybody tell you that you're less than they are, because we're all on the same pedestal in my view, and the only person above all of us is God above there. So never let anybody make you feel this big, because you're not. You are blessed beyond measure, and you were born to prosper. Yeah.
Did you hear that? You are blessed beyond measure.
Yes.
So keep on running, keep on ruling. Thank you, Miss Rosemary. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, and make sure you do too. Thank you. You shine, I shine.
You shine, and I shine.
Yeah. Thank you.